Alright, so at some point here I accidentally duplicated this, and it was probably at the point when I was duplicating the other character input nodes. So I'm going to grab these and just delete them. Make sure that we only have the ones we need. The hips move up and down now, but the feet aren't planted, which is, part of the thing we're going to work on next. Now it looks like I also duplicated the hand groups, so I'm going to grab this one, and these are the 0-2s. I'm going to delete those as well. Let's check out the feet. They look okay. Alright. So I want to build a more advanced foot rig than just this. It's kind of nice, you can rotate it, it's going to be fine. But I want to build a system that when you can have a little slider bar in here. When it slides up, you can actually roll your foot. So I'm going to do that. Now the bone itself, there's a ankle bone essentially, right? And then you got this foot, the ball of the foot, and then there's no toe tip. But when we're doing a reverse foot roll, we need a toe tip in there. So when this rolls, it'll rotate off this front part. Okay, so I'm going to do this from the side view to start. I'm going to draw this from the heel to the front and then back. Where you want it to be is kind of up to you at one point, but I do want to roll it off the ground. So it's good to have your joints right on the ground so you can do that. Okay, so I'm going to go to the skeleton menu, create joints, and I'm going to start right about here. Okay, and now I'm going to end at the end here, and this is just so your toe can roll off of this part. And then I'm going to click off and drag so it's aligned up right with that one. And then one more time for the ankle. I'm going to hit Q to quit. And I also want to check this out in the front, in the perspective view. So I'm going to move this over to where it's right at the heel. Right about there is good. And I'm going to hide polygons just right after I move this next one here. So this is the end piece, and if you want to move it without affecting anything else, you can hold D down. I'm going to switch to world mode, Control Shift right click world, and now I'm going to hold D down, just push it back right about there is good. Okay, now we can hide polygons. So I'm going to go show polygons, press the down arrow. I'm going to hold D to move the center point, and V. So D, you can move it without affecting what's above or below it, and V is for snapping. So I'm snapping to that joint. Down arrow one more time, and I'm going to D and V and snap it to the ankle. Let's give these a name. Okay, so the first one is going to be called L underscore reverse foot heel 0-1. And then I'm going to press the down arrow, and this is going to be L reverse foot toe tip 0-1. L reverse foot ball. And then finally L reverse foot ankle. And there we go. It's not too bad. I'm going to put this on a brand new layer too. So I'm going to select the left reverse foot heel. I'm going to go over here into display layers right underneath the channel box. And with that heel selected, I'm going to press this button right here. This is create a new layer and assign selected objects. And we're going to double click this. We're going to call it reverse foot layer. I'm going to make it yellow. So now everything in that layer is yellow. Show everything again. So that's looking pretty good. I might move this around a little bit, D and V, or just D. Just move it around so it's it's a little more in alignment. Alright, so it looks pretty good. Now, the other thing I want to make is a FootRoll system, a banking system. So I can bank from the one side to the other. So a good way to do this is hop over to the top view, and I'm just going to enter X-ray mode. There's X-ray mode. You can kind of see what's going on. If you miss, it's okay. We can move it around after. I have some tricks for this, but let's just keep it simple today. I'm going to go skeleton, create joints, try to get on the inside of the foot, try to get on the outside of the foot. I'm going to press Q. If you miss it, it's fine. Let's check out the perspective view. There it is there. That's actually pretty good. You can just move it around. This is going to be where the foot banks from. So that looks not too bad. Maybe something like that. And all we really have to do is make the heel a child of these bones here. Okay, so if I grab the heel, then hold shift and grab the outside bank joint. Now press P. Now they're all linked together. So when you grab this one and rotate it, the whole foot is going to bank this way. And then when you grab the inside and rotate it, the whole foot's going to bank inside. Okay, I'm going to grab this joint and just right click, add selected object so everything's in here. Now last thing I want to do to this before setting it up is check out the local rotation axes. I'm going to isolate this. And to look at this, so I'm going to right click on the root, go select hierarchy, and I'm going to go to display, transform display. I'm going to rip this off so I can turn it off easier, but local rotation axes. And this is the preferred direction of rotation. Right now Z is pointing down this way and X is almost facing the other one, so when I rotate it, it's going to kind of go on that a bit of an angle, right? Especially in object mode, see that? And same with this one. Okay, so what I want to run is just a quick script. I'm going to select the inside reverse foot. Let's give these names. Okay, so this one's reverse foot, left reverse foot inside bank. And this one's left reverse foot outside bank. Outside. There it is. Okay, so anyway, with the heel selected, I'm going to go to skeleton, orient joint, options, and I'm just going to orient based on the default settings. So the primary axis would be going down X, and secondary would be down Y. Okay, I don't know if you saw that there. Here's a little pop, here's the before, here's the after, so that the Z-axis is now rotating around this pivot. Okay, that's all we need to do. Now I'm going to turn this back off, so I'm going to right click, select hierarchy, and turn off local rotation axes. And that's so everything rotates correctly when we get to that point. Okay, at this point I'm going to duplicate this over. So I'm going to grab the left reverse foot inside bank. I'm going to duplicate it first, Control D. Then I'm going to hit Control G, and I'm doing that little trick we did earlier, and I'm going to invert the scaling. Now that it's inverted, I'm going to go modify freeze transformations. And it didn't freeze transformations because I didn't change it back, so I'm going to go back in here and just go edit reset settings so it does freeze the scaling as well. And there we go, that froze the scaling. So now with that, let's go ahead and rename this stuff. I want to keep the same name, but I want to just change the L to an R. So with this selected, you can even do this on the group level. I'm going to go to Modify, Search and Replace Names. And I'm here looking and searching for L underscore and replacing with R underscore. And there we go. Now with that, we can just go with the group selected. I can go Edit, Ungroup, and there it is. Now we do have to double check the local rotation axes because that doesn't transfer through the same. It's not like it just inverts. So let's take a look, and you can see that the X right here, this X direction, is facing down this way, not facing down the bone. It's a little off actually, and that's because it's just copying what this was. You can see it there. See? So we just have to apply that script again. So with the reverse foot right inside bank selected, we're going to go skeleton, orient joint. There we go. Now it's facing down the right way. Looks great. Now I'm just going to right click, select hierarchy, and turn off the local rotation axes. Let's give this a save. And now we're going to actually link this up to a slider system in the attributes panel.